Before the FBI had a most wanted list, they had one name they feared above all: Babyface Nelson, the smiling killer whose rage was louder than any machine gun he carried. In the 1930s, when America was drowning in prohibition and poverty, he became the face of outlaw chaos, not because he was the biggest, not because he was the smartest, but because he was the most unpredictable man law enforcement had ever chased. Lester Gillis grew up in Chicago, where crime wasn't a path, it was a culture. By his teens, he was running armed robberies, car thefts, and street stick-ups. He had a baby-faced look, but a reputation that made hardened criminals step aside. That contrast, innocent on the surface, explosive underneath, became his signature. And by the time he hit adulthood, the streets had already decided his future. Then his world escalated. When Nelson crossed paths with professional bank robbers, everything changed. He learned precision, strategy, escape routes, and he learned that violence was currency. During heists, Nelson didn't just threaten, he acted. Witnesses said he fired before anyone else even touched a weapon. To him, fear wasn't a side effect, it was a tool. As the nation hardened, so did he. As organized crime spread across America, the government responded with the rise of the FBI, and in that moment, the country's most violent outlaw emerged. Nelson teamed up with John Dillinger, forming one of the most infamous crews in American history. But while Dillinger planned the jobs, Nelson embraced the chaos. He liked the chase, he liked the gunfights, and every time authorities thought they had him cornered, he slipped away, leaving bodies and shell casings behind. The violence only grew. Nelson's temper was the kind that turned small confrontations into national incidents. A bad stare, a wrong look, a moment of disrespect, that alone could spark gunfire. To the public, he became a myth. To criminals, a warning. To the FBI, an obsession. Every robbery, every witness, every shootout pointed to the same reality. Babyface Nelson wasn't afraid of dying. He was afraid of being ignored. And then came the reckoning. In November 1934, everything came to a violent end near Barrington, Illinois. FBI agents spotted Nelson's car. Nelson turned toward them, not away. A gun battle erupted so intense it shattered windshields, tore through metal, and echoed across the highway. Nelson was hit multiple times, but kept advancing. He closed the distance in a final burst of fury, firing until he physically couldn't fight anymore. That night, the most dangerous outlaw in America died from his wounds. But the legend, the myth of the smiling killer who ran toward gunfire, only grew. Babyface Nelson wasn't the biggest name of the gangster era, but he was the one law enforcement feared the most. A man whose violence shaped the future of American policing, and whose story still echoes through crime history. This is Criminal Origins, where we uncover the rise and downfall of the world's most feared figures.